you. Thank you very much. It's nice to see you again. Tonight, you are invited to a gathering at a family's house, a farmhouse in LA. That's Lower Alabama to you Yankees. It's a rural area, and I want you to imagine walking down a dirt road. It's been still dirt roads. It's been dirt roads for hundreds of years. And it's that red clay dirt that's down in that part of the country. You're crossing creeks that have a kind of minerally smell from the cold water rushing over the rocks and the clay. The cicadas are chirping, the mockingbirds are singing, and everyone is gathering on the front porch of an old shotgun farmhouse. It's been a hot day, and people are sitting around on cool concrete steps, on stools, on the porch swing, and they're talking, trying to cool off with some hot tea. Conversation has turned to war, and there is a lot to say. This is an old Scots-Irish family that's been here for hundreds of years and has been involved in every major conflict since the American Revolution, sometimes fighting against each other, as in the American Revolution and the Civil War, sometimes fighting against war itself as protesters and pacifists. There are young people here, there are old people here, and in fact, there are voices here of people who passed long ago. Come on in, join the conversation. And he was in the Gulf War, and he was in Afghanistan, and he was 2 times in Iraq.
With Bradley's. They had a son, maybe a year or 2 older than my oldest brother. Well, he was in the Navy.
But he didn't have to
We had a thing in Nicaragua. Forgot what that war was. Somebody that was trying to get out.
He was commanding forces in Greenville. That was Mama's first cousin. That was World War
He was injured, treated with morphine, and developed an addiction. To get off that, he became dependent on alcohol and spent the rest of his life in a state hospital.
There was old man that was in them.
Oh, Johnny, my dear, has gone away. He's gone far across the bay. Oh, my heart is sad and weary today. Johnny has gone for a soldier. Surely, surely, surely I cry. Only time can heal my woe, since the lad of my heart from me did go. Johnny has gone for a soldier. I'll dye my dress, I'll dye it red, and through the streets I'll beg my bread to find my true love, alive or dead. Johnny has gone for a soldier. Surely, surely, surely I cry. Only time can heal my woe, since the lad of my heart from me did go. Johnny has gone for a soldier. I'll sell my clock, I'll sell my reel, I'll sell my flax and spinning wheel to buy my love a sword of steel. Johnny has gone for a soldier. Surely, surely, surely I cry. Only time can heal my woe, since the lad of my heart from me did go. Thank you. Andalusia, Alabama, May 1, 1919. Dear Sanders, here we were looking for you by Christmas, and you still in France. We saw that some of your division was on the way home, and maybe your time will be next. Things are going on here just as usual. Not even the war nor peace has disturbed us. Sometimes I wish something would happen to make us forget our little ailments. Maybe if you would come and try those French kisses on Papa and Uncle Walter, we could get up a good laugh and forget about taxes and hard times for once. These are days of trouble and sorrow in this wicked world below. We are trusting, ever we're trusting God to lead against the foe. It will be a happy tomorrow when the boys again will see. And aboard the ship will come sailing as we shout for victory. We are waiting, waiting with a smiling song. We are waiting, waiting, and it won't be long. Ship will come sailing, sailing through the dashing foam. We are waiting for the boys to come home. Must keep the beacon light shining from this lighthouse on the shore. They are coming, yes, they are coming. We will see their smiles once more. God will make a silvery lining for the clouds that drift above. And aboard the ship will come sailing, bringing back the boys we love. We are waiting with a smiling song. We are waiting, and it won't be long. Ship will come sailing, sailing through the dashing foam. We are waiting for the boys to come home. We are waiting with a smiling song. We are waiting, and it won't be long. Ship will come sailing through the dashing foam. We are waiting for the boys to come home. We are waiting for the boys to come home. I just believe you are kidding about their not letting you come home. You found you a Frenchy lady with beautiful red lips, and you're not caring about coming back. Sincerely, Nell Robinson. That was Nell Robinson, my grandmother, writing to her future husband, Sanders Cumby, who was in France in World War I. And we didn't quote it here, but she closed one of her letters with, "You come on home now, we old maids are missing you." She was 19. That's the South for you. Here is Nell's grandfather, Edwin. He lost his leg in the Civil War. He was rescued from Atlanta just before it burned. And many years later, his younger brother, who had been living in the North with his Union parents, asked him about the war, and he wrote him a long letter.
You know that if a private soldier will confine himself to facts of what he really saw, of his real experiences, he has very little to tell. He can begin upon a subject, a battle, for instance, in which he took part. He remembers the excitement, the hubbub, hears the shriek of shells and shot, and sees the result in the dead, dying, and wounded. But as to the movement of the troops and even the results of the battle, he must afterward learn. You'll hear a great many who will tell of the prodigies of valor he performed, the commission of wholesale murder and havoc in the ranks of the enemy. He saw no fear, heard no danger, when in all probability, if facts were known, this same fellow lay behind a rail pile, a stump, or a log, and saw nothing beyond his nose, and carried out the same cartridge in his rusty old gun that had lain in it for weeks. It is a fact potent that the soldier doing the best and most fighting always had less to tell, and with many less of the hairbreadth escapes and blood-curdling adventures than many of the old camp followers, the quartermasters and commissary guards. They are the ones to narrate those terrible adventures.
He was just a blue-eyed Boston boy. His voice was low with pain. I'll do your bidding, comrade mine, if you will do the same. But if you ride on and I should fall, you'll do as much for me. My mother at home is awaiting the news. Please write to her tenderly. She's waiting at home like a patient saint, her pale face filled with woe. Her heart will be broken when I am dead. I'll see her face no more. Just then the order came to charge. For a moment, hand touched hand. They answered I, and on they rode, that brave and devoted band. Straightway was the course to the top of the hill, and the rebels with shot and shell plowed furrows of death in the toiling ranks and guarded them as they fell. There soon came a horrible dying sound from the heights they could not gain, and those that doom and death had spared rode slowly back again. Among the dead at the top of the hill lay the boy with the golden hair, and the tall, dark man who rode by his side lay still beside him there. There was none to write to his blue-eyed girl the words her lover had said. One mother she'll only find he's dead.
Military service was just so ingrained in the stories, in the information and the identities of our family. I was always aware of our military history. Of course, Dad was in the military through my early adulthood. I actually vowed to never marry a military man. I wanted to have a family that didn't move around. I wanted my kids to have the same friends through their adulthood. But I fell in love with Guy, and there went the vow.
One morning in May, I spied a young couple, they were making their way. One was a maiden, so bright and so fair, and the other was a soldier and a brave volunteer. Good morning, good morning, good morning, says he. And where are you going, my pretty lady? I'm a-going out a-walking on the banks of the sea, just to see the waters rise and hear the nightingale sing. Well, they had not been standing but a minute or two, when out of his knapsack a fiddle he drew, and the tune that he played made the valleys all ring. Oh, hark, cried the maiden, hear the nightingale sing. Oh, maiden, fair maiden, 'tis time to give home. Oh no, kind soldier, please play one tune more, for I'd rather hear your fiddle and the touch of one string than to see the waters rise and hear the nightingale sing. Oh, soldier, kind soldier, will you marry me? Oh no, pretty maiden, that never shall be. I've a wife down in London and children twice three, 2 wives and the army's too many for me. So I'll go back to London and I'll stay there for a year. It's all
often I'll think of you, my little dear. And if ever I return, it will be in the spring, just to see the waters rise and hear the nightingale sing. See the waters rise and hear the nightingale sing.
Of our relatives, maybe 6 of them lost their lives in the Revolutionary War. And then, the War of 1812, McGilvery Finley was his name. He was mean, and he drank too much.
He was 5'5", but with very long arms, all scarred up from sword fights.
One time a Brooklyn merchant shorted him. He saddled his horse, took his gun from the war, and he rode through the store knocking off all the shelves. He always got his.
From the hills of Virginia to the sands of Omaha, well, the Webb brothers traveled for to fight for us all. Scots Irish, makers of merry and mirth. If the whiskey don't kill you, you will inherit the earth. From the coal mines of Orland to the slopes of Dotto, when the napalm was falling, did the Webb brothers go. Scots Irish, wild and handsome as hell. If the women don't kill you, long may your heart serve you well. They come down from the mountain to drink from the fountain, stubborn as a mule, nobody's fool. Hell, then on Sunday, back up on Monday, when lines are crossed and tempers flare, those Appalachian boys are there. From the Clinch River Valley to the sands of Iraq, well, the Webb brothers rally with the wind at their back. Scots Irish, singers of sad country songs. If the whiskey don't kill you, long may your heart keep you strong. Scots Irish, may your forefathers live in your bones.
Covington County Plantation, February 5th, 1866. My dear Father, you can only imagine the pleasure we felt from once more getting a letter from you and the gratification of learning that you and yours had passed safely through troubles of the past 4 or 5 years. You have fared much better than we have. The war has made sad havoc with us and materially altered the status of our family. The only monument that will ever be erected to the memory of our dead will be in the hearts of their living contemporaries, to be transmitted to future generations. Our only course now is to submit and to go to work again like true men, to build up our lost fortunes, and to endeavor again to restore our country to its former prosperity.
Well, I got a friend named Whiskey Sam. He was my boonie rat buddy for a year in Nam. He said, I think my country got a little off track. Took him 25 years to welcome me back. But it's better than not coming back at all. Many a good man I saw fall. And even now, every time I dream, I hear the men and monkeys in the jungle scream, drive on. It don't mean nothing. My children love me, but they don't understand. And I got a woman who knows her man. Drive on. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. Drive on. Well, I remember one night Tex and me rappelled in on a hot LZ. We had our 16s on rock and roll, and with all that fire I was scared and cold. I was crazy and I was wild, and I have seen the tiger smile. I spit in a bamboo viper's face, and I'd be dead, but by God's grace, drive on. It don't mean nothing. My children love me, but they don't understand. And I got a woman who knows her man. Drive on. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. Drive on. It was a real slow walk in a sad rain. Nobody tried to be John Wayne. I came home, but Tex did not. And I can't talk about the hit he got. But I got a little limp now when I walk, and I got a little tremolo when I talk. But my letter read from Whiskey Sam, here a walking, talking miracle from Vietnam. Drive on. It don't mean nothing. My children love me, but they don't understand. And I got a woman who knows her man. Drive on. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. Drive on.
If you feel you gotta go, you gotta go. Well, because a lot of this happened in some pretty bad times. The military wasn't bad. It was a pretty good job. I don't know what motivated Dad to start that, but I think it was he grew up right here in a one-room schoolhouse. And I guess the idea of seeing the world appealed to him. There wasn't much to expect out of plowing a mule. I was happy to go, but sad to say goodbye to all those who stood and fell by my side. My brothers struggle on as I board this plane.
In their
Moment of need, will I be far away? But I've done my time, 500 days.
I'm headed headed home to family and friends, to walk the streets that seem to never end.
I'll put behind the thoughts and the deeds
of the time I spent on foreign sand and sea, and
dream of others
who sacrificed for me.
Oh, how do I explain to my wife and little girls why I flew to that war-torn world?
My job is to run in, not to flee, to repay a debt
And do so proudly,
fearing the cause
for my family.
It's the price we pay for our country.
We're
Happy to go,
but
sad to leave. Happy to go, and sad to leave.
Uncle Dick, he went in the Navy and trained to be a corpsman. That's a battlefield doctor is what it was. He'd never really get off on what went on, but he became an alcoholic. And that brought it out of him, and after a happy period of drunk, he'd get cold and quiet, and he would cry sometimes. But he served, and then, well, that's some of the things that you run into in war. When people are at war with their own minds. Of course, alcohol finally killed him, but he was a hero to me.
Still got sand in his boots. He's still wrestling with the demons and the cold, hard truth. Something ain't right about him. He came back different. Something in his eyes said he'd seen too much. Something in his legs said he'd had enough. Heroes, everybody needs heroes. Even heroes need a little help. Heroes can't always be heroes. Who's gonna save the hero from himself? Got a picture from Baghdad of him and his buddies, just horsing around and getting ready. One by one he watched them die, just scared kids, and he don't smell the dead. Silver star and a pistol in the drawer, and the morphine ain't working no more. Heroes, everybody needs heroes. Heroes can't always be heroes. Who's gonna save the hero from himself? There's a rose that grows in no man's land, and it's wonderful to see. Though it's sprayed with tears, it will live for years in my garden of memory. It's the one red rose the soldier knows. It's the work of the master's hand. In the war's great curse stands the Red Cross nurse. She's the rose of no man's land.
Now, of course, women are volunteering for the military and just recently required to fight.
Of course, some of them are dang good pilots. That's their prerogative now. If they want to go into the military now, if they want to go to combat, have at it. I don't think they'll ever take them completely into the infantry or any of those special forces like the one who got Osama. I think they could probably do it just as good as men. They're free to do that. Let them go.
One bright morning, a mother and daughter stood on Wauhatchie Creek in the Georgia colony. Here come the Tories with their coats a bloody red. From the body of old James Dooley, they murdered old man Dooley. Well, Lanhart stood as tall as any man, with hair like fire and wit that cut like a knife. She said, "Rest yourselves, let us cook that fowl for you." They didn't see the vengeance in the eye of that good wife, the vengeance in the eye of that good wife. Oh, that bloody crew they didn't see as they ate her stew and drank her brandy. And in her daughters slipped their guns out the door, all the while humming Yankee Doodle Dandy. They were humming that Yankee Doodle Dandy. Conch Shell and Hen Young Suki to the river ran, calling to her father who spat home from the wood to find 6 strong red coats all ready for the slaughter. At the end of Ann's musket they cowered and they stood. At the wrong end of Ann's musket they stood. Shoot them bastards down, cried old Colonel Hart. That's too good an end for such as them, says Ann. They bragged about killing good old Jack. from that oak for each of them, a rope on that oak for each man. As Brennan stood around judge and jury, they strung up those red coats quite handy, until one by one their life was gone. All the while she hummed Yankee Doodle Dandy, she was humming that Yankee Doodle Dandy.
My father was in a hospital in Paris. A mule cart fell on top of him. He loved it there.
On the bloody fields of Flanders, by the crosses row on row, is the birthplace of the poppy, where gay scarlets unchecked grow. In the wars our boys went over, gave their all to flag and gun. Some came back scarred and disabled, many sleep beneath the sun. In the hospitals they're suffering, thousands once so big and strong gave their youth and health as heroes while they helped defeat the wrong. Full of love, they left their country, came back wrecked in body and mind. Now they feel they are forgotten, brave deeds seem so far behind. But we'll show them we remember, they're not lightly cast aside. Cheerless days will help to brighten, we'll keep faith with those who die. Soldiers now are making poppies, each a symbol of the years that they fought to save their country with their blood and sweat and tears. Friends will offer you these flowers sometime in the month of May. Let us show them that we're grateful with a flower on Poppy Day.
course, Daddy never did say much about it, but he made one thing. Told it to my brothers and I. You're going in the Navy. I was in the Army, and it's up to you to go into what branch you want. But you're in the Navy, and if you come back here with a bunch of tattoos on your body, you stop and say hello and goodbye to your mama and just keep on walking.
When I asked my brother-in-law why he volunteered to go to Iraq, where he served 2 tours and then one in Afghanistan, he told me to listen to the words of a song. And it's called American Anthem. I thought it was really amazing that he turned to music to explain something that was deeply private and important to him. And it's that song and that idea that inspired me to write the show. All we've been given by those who've come before, the dream of a nation where freedom would endure. The work and prayers of centuries have brought us to this day. What shall be our legacy? What will our children say? Let them say of me, I was one who believed in sharing the blessings I've received. Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, America, I gave my best to you. Generation, from the plains to the distant shore, with the gifts they were given, were determined to leave more. Battles fought together, acts of conscience fought alone. These are the seeds from which America has grown. Let them say of me, I was one who believed in sharing the blessings I've received. Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, America, I gave my best to you. They have nothing to share, who feel in their hearts there's no hero there. No, each quiet act of dignity is that which fortifies the soul of our nation, and that will never die. In sharing the blessings I've received. Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, America, I gave my best to you. America, America, I gave my best to you. Well, the sun is set. We've been talking for hours. It's cooled off on this old front porch. The fireflies are out. We've had a lot to say. We've shared a lot of stories, but there's a lot more stories to tell. Maybe we'll come back tomorrow and do it again. Before we say goodnight to everybody, though, I'm going to give the last word to my Uncle Mark.
Marcus Cumby, September 2012. To sum up my military, joined the Navy, trained, learned, followed orders, gladly went where I was sent or taken, came home with no scars, as there were no battles, no fighting, no shooting in my ship. All made it back to USA. Thankful for this, it allowed me to experience a South Alabama country boy could hardly imagine. Learned a lot. Back home in my small part of heaven on earth, rewarded with a family and a long life. God did take care of me. Amen.
Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. So I would like to invite our cast of characters out. Can I please bring the band back on stage? I want to introduce this an amazing, talented group of musicians that I got to spend some time with here. We have Jim Nunnally on guitar, Sam Grisman on bass, Zach Harmon on percussion, Keith Little on Many Things Stringed, and Craig Eastman also on Many Things Stringed. We had very, very special guests joining us tonight. I'd like to ask the cast to come out, my aunts and uncles and cousins and mother and sisters and brother and everybody. Come on out. Here's Ramblin' Jack Elliott, Maxine Hong Kingston, John Doe, Julian Lopez Morias. Let's take a bow, shall we? And thank you so much. Thank you for coming.